Hi, my name is Chris Graham. I'm the head of biology at Hills Road Sixth Form College. I'm just going to give you a little introduction to biology. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what it's like to study biology at Hills Road, why you might be interested in studying biology, some of the skills you develop, and that kind of thing over the next few minutes. So first of all, why study biology? Why might you pick it? Well, I always say to all my students that just pick what you enjoy, and biology hopefully is a relatively straightforward decision for you, because if you enjoy biology at GCSE, then you should enjoy it at A-level. As you'll see in a bit, the topics that come up are very similar, and I'll talk you through a couple of those. Now, it's not just the biology in lessons that I hope you enjoy, it's the biology in the world around us. We are biology, but so is all the nature around us. And I've just put this picture in here, which I took in my garden, and it just shows the wonder of biology. There's a hoverfly there up in the top right, and it's flying around a flower bud, which is a series of buds of lots of little flowers. And you can see in amongst that plant are a couple of ants, and those ants are coming up at that hoverfly, trying to stop it landing on the flower. And the reason for that is a little clump of black that you can see right near the bottom of the nearmost flower head. And those are a clump of aphids, so green fly or black fly in this case. Now they feed off the dogwood, and the ants feed off the honeydew that comes off from the aphids. Now actually that's the aphid poo. So the ants eat the aphid poo, and the ants effectively farm the aphids. Now, the hoverfly, it lays its eggs, and a larva hatches out of that, and that larva is a predator on aphids. So this photo is showing this amazing interaction between a plant and a herbivore, and then the ants that farm that herbivore, and the predator hoverfly. And it's just lovely interaction. I just love this. This was just outside, my house, just in my garden, and I just wanted to kind of get you thinking about how biology is just all around us. And of course, this is an ecology type topic, interactions between organisms, but we could make links with molecules and cells and all other biology in relation to what we see around us, and of course what we are, our bodies, our biology. Now, a kind of other direction about why you might study biology is not just because it's fascinating and it's all around us and it's amazing, but actually it's really important. The world has lots of challenges: emergent diseases, global warming, antibiotic resistance, food security, feeding a growing human population, water security. All of these things are some of the biggest problems that the world faces, and they all have a large component of biology in them. So, to put it bluntly, or to put it briefly at least, if you want to save the world, do biology. Now, of course, there are going to be other people that you'd have to work with to save the world, engineers and politicians and all that. So there's loads of other important components, but all of these big challenges that the world faces have a biological core to them. So doing A-level biology might be your first step in saving the world. Now, I said I'd just mention the topics in biology. There's a long list here of a variety of things. I'm not going to read through all of them, but what I just wanted to point out was that these are things that you will have studied at GCSE. So you can see on that list things like nucleotides and nucleic acids. Now that's DNA. You should be familiar with that term. Enzymes, transport in animals. So that's the heart and circulation. The immune system, biodiversity and classification and evolution. And then on the right, we've got ecosystems near the bottom, the nervous system near the top, respiration and photosynthesis. These are all things that are that are there in GCSE, and so if you like them at GCSE and you like them enough to want to learn about them in more depth and see how even more amazing they are than you thought they were in the first place, then study A-level biology. As well as learning the biology, we also help you develop skills throughout your 2 years doing A-level biology. And I've put them in a list as four things there: research, practical, academic, and learning. So the research and practical ones is all to do with practical work, and it gets encompassed in part of your qualification called the practical endorsement that runs alongside the grade that you get. The research skills are all about how to design an experiment, how to evaluate it, how to improve it, how to analyze results and how to present results and all that kind of thing. The practical side of things is kind of part of the research really, but it's practical skills in particular things like making a serial dilution, making different concentrations from a stock concentration, use of microscopes, being able to do biological drawing, using something called a colorimeter, or doing chromatography, doing dissection. You don't have to do animal dissection. We have opportunities for that, but you don't have to do that. You can do plant dissection. We dissect celery stems. Technically, they're called leaf stalks rather than stems, but there we go. So a variety of practical skills we help you develop that would stand you in good stead for going off into a future in research or something like that. Academic skills are about being able to apply your knowledge to novel contexts and to be able to make links from one topic to another. So it's not just the knowledge, it's about how does that knowledge all fit together. And then really important in biology as well, as a transferable skill, is learning skills. How do I handle learning the large body of knowledge that you need for A-level biology? And I can't shy away from that. There is a large content of knowledge that you need, and one of our jobs is not just to enthuse and teach you that A-level biology knowledge, but to help you develop those learning skills that help you cope with that quantity of information. So in order to train you in those skills and teach you the knowledge, we provide a lot of support in biology, above and beyond obviously the support that we give you in lessons. On the right hand side, there's the face-to-face support. The one that we really would encourage you to take advantage of is this easily available staff. We love it when students come and ask for help, whether that's to do with how to learn or particular topics in biology. We really think that shows your maturity and your desire to get the very best out of yourself. So that's just brilliant. On top of those kind of things, there are more formally organised stuff. So we have drop-in lunchtime workshops where you can come and ask for help with whatever you want help with. And then we also run taught lunchtime sessions called taught surgeries, where we pick particular topics. So you get another chance to get retaught some topics, usually in the run-up to tests and that kind of thing. And then we also set up a peer mentoring system. If you want to be involved in that, you let us know, and then we pair up two students together to work together to support each other, one supporting the other normally, but that student providing the support also gets effectively support by practicing. If you can teach something to someone else, then you know it better than you would otherwise have done. And then a really important component of your skills development in biology is independent study. We'll teach you stuff in lessons, but to embed that in your knowledge and to really fit the knowledge together and really understand it deeply, it takes more time than there is lesson time. And so independent study is really important for building up a good memory of all of those little pieces of knowledge and how it all fits together. So we work very hard to help you develop that and provide the resources for you to have really efficient and powerful independent learning. And there's a list there of kind of things that we do with you. So there is an online textbook for you to go and look at that, but that in itself is not a massively brilliant result. The textbook is great, but by itself it doesn't work as a strong independent learning support, because you don't really know what to do with the textbook, and if you just read it, then that doesn't help so much. So we provide learning goals. So learning goals are itemized things that you need to be able to do with your knowledge. I need to be able to name all the different cell structures inside cells and their functions, so you can check whether you can do all of those things, and you can constantly test yourself, and that brings up your level of memory recall. So to help with understanding, we've made YouTube playlists that you can go and look at, and so how other people have taught that kind of thing. Just picking out a few others from there. There's lots of quizzes, and we use a platform called Moodle for you to do multiple choice quizzes, and these are for independent studies, so they're not one-shot quizzes. You can do them as many times as you want. We think that's really important because it's about continual development. It doesn't matter how many times it took you to get there. Once you can now do this fully, that's brilliant. You move on and you try another quiz. We have a platform for sharing documents and videos that we've made and that sort of stuff called SharePoint. And you can get loads and loads of support material from that. If you want to stretch yourself beyond A-level biology, then we've got lots of suggestions about popular science books to read, and we subscribe to something called Bio Fact Sheets that have loads of extra lovely information, but are also there to support the core knowledge. And also, one of the key things about developing independent study is test analysis. I'll say a little bit more about that when we talk about how you're assessed in biology. So that's this slide. You're aiming to get the best out of yourself in the terminal assessments, the 3 A-level exams that you would sit in the summer of your second year of A-level. And on the left-hand side, the continuous assessment, that is there entirely to help you get the best out of yourself at the end of the course. So fundamentally, it's not important if you don't succeed in any particular test. I guess it's important that you succeed eventually, of course, but it's not important that you succeed in any individual test. What is crucially important is that you learn from that, work out what you need to do differently, and improve for next time. And if you do that, and if we help you learn those skills to be able to do that well, then you'll end up succeeding and getting the very best out of yourself in the actual A-level exams at the end. And so I mentioned the Moodle quizzes and how they're set up for that. There's an online quizzes section there. One big assessment each year. There's an end of year exam in year 12 and a mock in year 13. So they're a really good way of you judging how am I getting on in these large assessments that I'm going to have to sit in the summer term of year 13. But also we have in-class tests about every half term. And for those and the big assessments, we get you to analyze how you've done very carefully. So what did you do well on? Which question types did you do well on? But particularly, what made you lose each mark? So we ask you to go through, we support you doing this, go through each mark and work out what was your reason for losing marks. And we've got various categories that we suggest you kind of allocate that mark lost to one of those particular categories. And that then determines what you need to do about it. So if you lost loads of marks for factual recall because you couldn't remember stuff, then it's about honing those memory development skills. But actually, you might have brilliant memory recall of all the facts, but you're not phrasing it quite rightly in exam questions. And so there are other strategies to do that. And you wouldn't improve if you just did loads more memorizing, because that's not your problem. So these tests, either in class or the big assessments, they help you and us work out what you need to do to improve. And then we help you put that in place and you improve, and then you get the best out of yourself in your A-level exams. Brilliant. And then the other assessment we do is ongoing throughout the course. That's about practical skills for the practical endorsement. That's the last one on that bullet pointed list there. Okay, so above and beyond the focus towards your A-level biology and getting the best out of yourself, we want you to develop a love for biology and explore biology to see if it is the right thing for you beyond A-levels, and if it is, what area you might want to go into. So we've got a variety of opportunities for you. There are day trips to nature reserves or local laboratories. We get involved in masterclass series of sessions that the two main ones that run are the pharmacology department of Cambridge University run one, and one at the Cambridge University Botanic Gardens. There are competitions, the Biology Olympiad that you can get involved in. There are kind of research placements, and students have societies. There's a MedSoc, a VetSoc, and a BioSoc. And also, actually not on that list, is the environmental society that students run. Climate change and biodiversity crisis are critical problems that have an urgency about them. So it's great that students are getting involved in that. And as a biology department, we're working to support the college to be better at those kind of things. We run some, or not just run, but get involved in some public science engagement. So Cambridge Science Festival and Big Biology Day, and that's an opportunity for you to volunteer to just enthuse about biology with the general public. So those are really fun days. A few other things then on the right hand side of that list, various other things that are about encouraging your development of biology beyond the specification of A-level biology. The only other one I'm going to point out particularly is that we run a visiting speakers program where roughly every week someone comes in and gives a talk, very well attended by students, and we've had loads of Nobel Prize winning scientists come along, as well as students that were ex-Hills Road students that have come and they're doing a PhD or something like that to talk about their journey and what they're doing now. So the whole range of the scientific career pathway, from new scientists all the way to Nobel Prize winners. So what I've done so far is just summarize our approach to teaching you A-level biology. I've talked about why you might want to do it, why it's so exciting. We think it's absolutely brilliant, but of course you need to think it's absolutely brilliant as well. Because there's so much importance in putting the hard graft in and making sure that you just love what you're doing. Now these figures here show that we do a really good job. They don't show that we get the passion for biology across in students. These are the kind of blunt, students get great A-level results, which we're very proud of. But we're also very proud of the passion that students leave college with for biology. And here it shows that the vast majority of the students go on to higher education. Some of the biology related courses that they go on to are there on the right: medicine, zoology, veterinary medicine, just general biology. Some people specialize in particular biological fields like neuroscience, biochemistry or something like that. And some people go on to completely different things like law there at the bottom of the list. And that might be that they then go off and go into law and nothing to do with biology, but it might be that they go into law and their biology supports them in that, because there is really important components of the law to keep up with biological developments to do with gene editing and crops and climate change laws and embryology laws and medical health laws, so much that a biology A-level can support other career destinations as well as just the kind of biological ones. Okay, so that's an introduction to biology. I said at the beginning, choose what you enjoy. We want students to take biology if they enjoy it. Some courses in the future require biology, but you wouldn't enjoy those if you don't enjoy biology. The reason they're requiring biology is because they've got biology in them. So don't feel you should be taking biology because you have to for a particular thing. Feel that you want to take biology because you feel that you will really enjoy it. And if you like it at GCSE, you should like it at A-level. We will do our very best to help you get the very best out of yourself and also develop that love for biology that we all have as well.